Okay, so here we go again. Live coding challenge, day number 2. I'm still very nervous about this, so this is really good that I'm doing this. So the first one on Code Wars is this: find the first non-consecutive number. All right, let's see what that does. Your task is to find the first element of an array that is not consecutive, okay? We mean not exactly one larger than the previous element of an array, okay? If we have this array, then 1, 2, 3, and 4 are consecutive, but 6 is not. That's right. So that's the first non-consecutive number. Okay. If the whole array is consecutive, return null. Okay. The array will always have at least 2 elements. This is just edge cases it's going over now. Let's see, 2 elements. All elements will be numbers. Numbers will also all be unique and in ascending order. Okay, this is all good to know. Numbers could be positive or negative, and the first non-consecutive could be either positive or negative. Okay. If you like it, try this one, and blah, blah, blah. Can you write a solution that will return null for both an empty array and X, though? An empty array and one with a single number that is not tested for. Write a solution that will return null for both of those? What does that mean? Anyway, yeah. Okay, so let's do it. Train. So I've already read all the instructions. First non-consecutive array, and then here's the test that it's doing. It's basically the example that it had before. Okay, so I did notice in my last video procrastination. Like I even hesitated to start doing it or to even get into it because I was nervous. I wanted to put it off as long as possible, which could be what I'm doing now, actually, but let's go for it. So we're working with arrays. There's a lot of different methods that you can use with arrays. Find the first non-consecutive number. So basically, I want to check, basically loop through the array and check if the next number or the next item in the array is equal to the previous item plus 1, basically. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And if it's not, then I'm going to return null, right? No. If it's not, I'm going to return null if they are consecutive. That's right. So yeah, if it is, then I'm going to return that index. And then if it's not, if it doesn't find any, loops through the whole thing, doesn't find any that meet that criteria, then I'm going to return null. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so here we go. And the most simple way of doing the most basic thing of looping through an array is a for loop. So that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes I start with a for loop, and then, well, sometimes it's kind of obvious that you want to use a different, like an array method, like map or filter or, any of those ones. But in this case, I'm just going to do a for loop for kicks. Okay. So for, let's start with I equals 0. Okay, great. And then 0 is going to be less than or equal to, not 0. See, I'm already getting nervous and messing up with simple things. And even trying to talk and type at the same time, it's not working. Okay, I is less than or equal to r dot length, since r is what's being passed into this function here. Okay, and then I plus plus. So then I'm going to iterate through this array here. All right, so let's see. So for each index, basically starting with the first one, I'm going to see if I plus 1 are I, okay, so that's the whatever item is at the current index in the loop is equal to R I plus 1. Nope, I don't want it to be equal to. I want it to be Ri plus 1 is equal to Ri plus 1. There. Because that'll be, like in this example, it'll be 1, which is the first index here, 1 plus 1, which is going to be 2, and then check if it's equal to, the next item, because it's I plus 1. And in this case, it will be because it's consecutive. So it's checking that. This is going to be a conditional statement here because I'm saying if it is true, then I'm going to do something. And if it's not, then I'm going to do something else. Pretty basic. So if it's equal, then aha. So I don't want to start with this because what I want is to return the consecutive number, and if it is equal, basically, I don't want to return null right away. I only want it to return null if it gets to the end of the loop without finding any that meet a criteria. So I'm going to say is not equal to, and that should cover all of the other options, like if it's a negative number, if it's way above, or if it's below, it should not be equal to the next consecutive number, basically. So yeah, that should be good. Return. Ooh, but I need a variable to return. See, this is a thing. I need, because I want to return const number. Consecutive number is what I want. I'll just say const num. Naming things. Consecutive number here. So I'll say, I'll just initiate it here, let const num, and then I'll use it in the loop. So no, so how do I assign this is the question. So I've got my logic and everything, but so I'm going to let const num, and then if it's this, I'm going to assign IC. That's what I'm going to say. Then const num is going to equal array I plus 1. That's what it's going to equal. Okay, and then that's what I'm going to return. Const num array plus. Okay, else I see, and then I'm not going to return this. I'm going to return return null. Okay, and this is going to be return const num. All right, is this going to do it? So if let const num. Okay, and then I did a for loop. If this is not equal to this, then I'm assigning that. Oh wait. Oh yeah, the first non-consecutive number, and that would be that. That's correct. Assigning that to const num and returning const num. And if this does not work, it's going to go on to this and return null. So I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me test it and see. Uh-oh. Unexpected token. Oh, this is just a little syntax error somewhere. Unexpected token. So I have an extra parentheses somewhere. Create script. Let let me just double check this here. I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, this. That goes to the, oh, wait, this, I need one more, that's what's wrong here. Is this where it goes? Wait, this goes to this. This, this goes to this now. This goes to this, and this goes to this. Yep, that should be right. Oh my goodness, extra parentheses or missing brackets, all that good stuff. Okay. All right, so now what am I doing here? Now I get to troubleshoot here. I got null here. Expected 6 got null. Okay, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's supposed to not be equal to that plus 1. Plus 1 is not equal to that plus 1. So it should be 6. 5 is not equal to 6. Oh, I did do it backwards. Wait, 5 is not equal to 6, so it should return I'm totally forgetting that I'm filming right now. Oops. Okay, so sorry. Now I'm lost my train of thought. Okay, so basically, so we got here, and at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, sorry. So it should be 4 plus 1 should be 5, which is not equal to 6, okay? Which means that it should return this. Oh, I see. Of course, because through the first iteration, it did not equal, so it just went to the next one, which returned null. Okay, so I just did it backwards. Okay, so if it is equal, let me just think through this for a second. See, this should be super simple, but I didn't take the time to really think through it and like pseudocode. I just looked at it. I'm like, oh, this is simple. I'll just code it, you know. And then I didn't do pseudocode and actually think through it step by step.